Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, just recently I published a video called Vegans Can't Name a Favorite Food. LOL. And the vegans jumped onto their keyboards. They couldn't wait to name their favorite foods. They posted mangoes, papayas, bananas, apples, cucumbers and whatnot. Vegans, you just proved my point. Because all I wanted to find out is if your favorite food will be a fruit. Let's face it, 99.999% of vegans answered with a fruit. With a delicious, ripe, sweet fruit. And they didn't hesitate to tell me that there are so many plant foods that are absolutely amazing. But guys, let's face it, that is not vegan food. When we're talking about vegan food, the vegans will be the first ones to tell you that eating only fruits is unhealthy, that eating raw vegan is malnourishment, that only if you follow the daily dozen, only if you eat a whole food plant-based diet, you are doing it right. We hear those slurs all the time. But guys, today I have to give the Fruitarians credit. Because this is why I published that video. For you vegans to prove my point. For you to see for yourself that you actually hate all of those vegan foods. Let's be honest, the Fruitarians, credit where credit is due. They understood one thing. They understood that those plant foods, fruits, are the best for digestion and have the least amounts of anti-nutrients. Yes, I'm aware tomatoes have goitrogens. I am aware there's still anti-nutrients in those foods, of course. But you will have to agree that it is the least amount of anti-nutrients, especially if you compare it to leafy greens, grains and beans. And those are the bulk of plant foods that the cooked vegans eat. The Fruitarians, on the other hand, experience much better digestion. Because, let's be honest, there is no insoluble fiber in fruits. The fiber that you find in fruits differs quite a bit from cooked grains and beans, of course. But the Fruitarians don't get the whole picture either. Of course not. If you look into a Svetty video, the epitome of malnourishment, you will find out that 99% of those people are actually raw vegans or Fruitarians. So something is still horribly wrong with their diet. And what it is quite easy to find out, of course. They're missing valuable building blocks, bioavailable amino acids, and of course those nourishing fatty acids that you can find only in the animal kingdom. They're missing out on all of that. But the digestion is good. So they took the lesser of two evils, if you will. They're experiencing better digestion, but therefore they're suffering of malnourishment. Quite the trade-off that the vegans won't accept. The vegans will tell you that you have to eat the daily dozen, that you have to eat all the oh so delicious plant foods, that you have to prepare in all kinds of ways in order for you to get some nutrition out of it. Vegans, don't get it twisted. You know for yourself that you will get malnourished as well. It might take some longer. Fruitarians and raw vegans get blamed to jump off the vegan bandwagon altogether. But let me tell you why that is. If you're eating raw vegan or fruitarian, of course the deficiencies will kick in sooner. That's all. Of course you will malnourish yourself faster. Obviously, of course that will happen, sure. If you do it the cooked vegan way, you will get there as well. Just much slower. That is the only difference. You will get there and on the way you will experience gut pain, depression and whatnot. It is quite hilarious to see actually. I would like to feel empathy for those people, but I can't anymore because I've been there myself and I was suffering from rotting teeth, from digestive issues, diarrhea and whatnot. We don't have to recap the whole story, you know it all, you heard it 1,000 times. But I didn't get it myself. I didn't get it either. I thought that I am eating the nutritionally adequate diet. And this is what you see with so many vegans nowadays. I mean, they're clearly suffering. It's quite blatantly obvious, but they cannot jump ship because they're holding on to their ideology. Anyways, That is not the topic today. The topic is that all of those cooked vegans in my comment section posted fruits. Guys, we have to give respect to the Fruitarians, at least on that part. The Fruitarians fully understood which plant foods are actually edible. That's all. Vegans, you have to understand that the Fruitarians and the raw vegans, man, they use their bodies as experiments. They're not just cuckoo crazy people. Okay, maybe a little bit, but they truly pioneered that field of plant nutrition. There are many of those guys out there. And they tried it out. And they saw the difference between cooked plants, raw plants, and actually edible plants, which are fruits. But they're missing the crucial link, which is of course animal nutrients. Simple as that. Animal nutrients without a baggage of anti-nutrients. This is why pokeballs work. Amazing food. Raw salmon, raw tuna, in combination with mangoes or pineapples and avocados. Absolutely delicious. It works. This is why Macedonian salads work as well. Macedonian salads are just tomatoes, cucumbers and cheese. No lettuce, no leafy greens, no power kale concoction, none of that shit. Just simple. Fruits and animal foods. As long as you combine animal foods and fruits, you will get nutrition and you will get adequate energy, especially if you cannot cope with keto or if you want to build size, if you want to gain weight. Then a little bit of sugar goes a long way. It is easily digestible. Guys, I'm not here to tell you that fruits are nutrition or that you need fruits. Of course not. Fruits are a quick energy source that comes with the least amount of baggage. That's all. Nobody ever died of a banana. You can use fruits, just as animals in nature do, to get a quick energy burst, if needed, for athletic performance or whatever else. To stabilize blood sugar, pick your vice, it doesn't matter. Point of the story is, you can use it as a baggage-free, anti-nutrient low energy source. You will still have to rely on a clean source of proteins and animal fats. That is the best combination that I can think of right now. This is where the Paleo movement works. If you look into the Paleo movement, you will find out that it is animal foods and fruits. Sure, admit it, it is mostly savory served fruits, such as zucchinis, tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, pumpkin, butternut squash and whatnot. Sure, but it's still fruits and animal foods. You're excluding the grains, the beans and all of those other anti-nutrient rich foods. And this is really what it comes down to. Vegans, in this video, you truly prove my point. And this is not to attack you. If anything, as always, this is to wake you guys up. It took me long enough, man. I was suffering for over a year and I didn't get it. And now I see the same pattern again. I see people on YouTube, and you know who I'm talking about, pretending that they feel great. But we know that those people are on their way to malnourishment as well. It just takes more time. There are some outliers out there that can cope a little bit better with all of those anti-nutrients and with all of those gut-triggering foods. They're still depressed behind the scenes, or they admit it in front of the camera. But fact of the matter is, they will get there, as everybody else. All the vegans will get there. The Fruitarians, on the other hand, they will malnourish themselves faster. But they will have great digestion on the way. So guys, to wrap up the video, it is blatantly obvious. You see it yourself, you chose fruits. Once you listen to your gut and you jumped on the keyboard and you type down what you truly feel. In the plant kingdom, you can only find fruits appealing. The same goes for me. When I was a vegan, I was in love with durian, 100%. But other than that, you cannot choose any other plant food. It is not appealing to you. Your gut is rebelling against it. Intuitively, you know that you're poisoning yourself with those foods. Be smart about it. Choose plant foods that nourish you, that are easily digestible, that do not poison you, and combine them with nourishing animal foods. Reclaim your health, guys. Alright guys, and that's it for today's video. If you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And as always guys, much love and peace.